Hello, fellow leatherworkers and weavers alike. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA. Episode 32, Bundling Up for Winter. So about the guards. If you take a look at the guard tower, you can assign guards to guard up there. And the best guards up there are going to be ones that are adept at archery, that have some sort of archery proficiency, like Rizola here, with massive archery skills. They would be the best. So maybe as we approach T-minus invasion time, I'll transition Rizola from being our hunter to our watchtower guardsman, so that they can provide arrow support. To that end, I think it also will make sense to make them a better bow and possibly better arrows, because up until now, the arrows that I've been offering our guards have been like crummy wooden ones that don't hurt much at all. And I think, you know, if we're investing in our guards for a guard tower, we might as well have them shoot iron arrows or at least bone tier. So it seems to me like focusing on my crafting skill is the highest, but also maybe what I'll do is I'll queue up the cookhouse as a secondary priority, so my builders can just do that if they're idle, but I won't actively help. So I did want to finish this gate. The gates... what I do find is when you get attacked, whether it be invasions or blood moons, the enemies do tend to prioritize like gates and walls more than anything else. In my experience. Which means upgraded gates and walls will keep them from, you know, leveling your village. Plus, the upgraded village gate looks real nice. And the way the door swings makes it so that you don't get, like, batted around like you would otherwise. Okay, so I have my my crafting orders. So I am going to be crafting winter clothing for everyone and upgrading cooking hut. So there's the cooking house. One of the other benefits is, like, right now, like, we're out of meals, and the upgraded cooking house has larger meal storage, which will allow our cook to build up a more of a supply, waiting for, so that when they're sleeping, we don't, like, run out of food to distribute in the village, because that's been happening a lot, so there is a nice benefit to that. Okay. If I am going to be crafting winter clothing, I want to be crafting winter clothing that people can actually bother using, that will actually benefit them. So let's go pull all the leather and pelts from the rack and put them away. And then I think what I'm planning on doing is trying to stock two of the outfit racks with, like, the best possible gear that I can, and just keep replacing the gear that they're pulling from the shelves. So one of the first things I want to do is a simple pelt cape. Which I can make 10 of. So I should make 40 linen thread. And the simple pelt capes are warmer than the other tier, but they do require the leatherworker to be tier 2. I don't actually think that there's much of a... I can't say with any certainty what the actual benefit of a weavery tier 2 is. I think it's just it doesn't have a wider array of materials it can craft. I think it's just opens up some additional blueprints. Oh, for a batch bulk create option? Yeah, I think the intention is that you use your villagers, but because I want to level up my crafting skill, I'm doing it myself. Alright, so I know I dropped some because I didn't have any space for it, which is fine. I'll go fetch them later. So the difference between the pelt capes, cold resistance 180 versus cold resistance 100. It's slightly less rain resistant, but the cold is really what messes your villagers up during the winter, forcing them to like huddle around fires to stay warm. So getting as many of these pelt capes out to whomever needs them. And I'm not prioritizing our warriors over anyone else. I don't care who wears them, I just want them worn. No, they're there. The linen threads. Just wondering where they went. I need to make one more thread. And for reference, my crafting skill is now at 35. A bit of a stretch to try to get up to 49, but like maybe not unattainable. A reach goal, if you will. Yay! They're taking them off the racks. Good. Because I don't want my inventory full of this stuff. Come on. Escapes for everyone. I'm the Cape Crusader. My crusade to get you all in capes. And I see some of the villagers here like straight up don't even have shirts yet. So there is a huge benefit for me to be focused on crafting clothing. So the next one I want to do is more thick linen shirts. And the reason for this is not only are they insulating, but in case the non-militia get caught up in the fight, making sure everyone has like crafted linen shirts and crafted the thick linen shirts and pants will keep them like alive a lot more than if they had without. As I demonstrated in that bear fight, it doesn't take a lot of armor to have a huge effect. The amount that you mitigate, even with a little bit of armor, is pretty incredible. So I'll crank out a whole bunch of these thick linen shirts and just hope that it keeps everyone protected. And in the meantime, I'll be able to level up my, there we go, level up my crafting. Which is why I've been growing flax non-stop for like, you know, the 2 years that I've been playing in-game. Because the amount of flax needed to craft the higher level stuff is like thousands. Oh, I've been making way too many threads. Ooh, well, noted. So villagers change their clothing when they have like downtime, when they're not instructed to be doing work. So anytime they have recreation or free time, they'll change their clothing out. Which is why like half the village, you might have seen half the village make a run on the clothing that I crafted. It's because my entire village is split up into sort of two different distinct day-night cycles. So that was the like one of the two scheduled villager breaks between early and late schedule. I don't know which one it was. It doesn't really matter to me ultimately. If any villager's wearing the clothing, it's fine. Because my warriors are wearing the best stuff, and I already know that for sure because I handed it to them personally, and they're not gonna there's no concept of like them downgrading their own gear unless it's tattered. So, will they tend to upgrade their stuff if they have flimsy stuff? I do believe so. Don't quote me on that. I'll double check to make sure myself that, I as I craft more thick linen stuff, but I'm pretty sure if given time, you'll see villagers with lower level stuff like make a run on this higher level gear. Now their big question is, what will they do with the old stuff? Will they drop it on the ground, or will they wear it? Or put it away in a box or something? It might make sense for me to put like outfit storage in here in case we run out of space, but clothes storage is like I might need a new warehouse. I don't know if this is gonna fit in here. Oh, that cape's already been taken. That was quick. Barbados, thank you for the sub. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Cheers. And I'll do one more thick leather shirt before starting to do pants. So, hopefully they'll start pulling these clothing off the racks, and if not, I can always just walk up to the ones that don't have the thick variant and strip them and force them to wear the better stuff. I don't care how it gets on them, just that they do wear it. Alright, so for the pants, we need... I only can make 3, given my cured leather hide. So let's see if there's any other leather hide anywhere in the village. There might not be. I might be out of it. Which means I might need to go wolf hunting. Yeah. That was the last of my hide. That's fine. So I'll make 3 of them. And then I'll have to go wolf hunting for more materials. So that's 10 and 2 per pant. I wish one of the, like, prayer circles gave you crafting level experience. That would be really, really handy. I would definitely have a druid be praying. I'm sure some of you had questions about that, whether there was a rune circle that could benefit me for crafting experience, but sadly there is not. Builders look efficient again. Last stream they were struggling to get anything worth doing done. It might have been, like, access to raw materials. I mean, ultimately, I think it's probably my fault. Why ever they were slow at crafting, probably it's ultimately my fault that I, like, restricted their access to a certain resource or whatever. Right now, I just see that they need large stone, so provided that that large stone is being cut by our stone cutter, they ought to be just fine. So for all the crafting that I just did, I only really leveled up my crafting skill like, what, 2, maybe 3 times at most? Really isn't much. Which is why, from the very start of this series, 4 streams ago, I've been doing all the crafting myself. Because you can see how much of a grind it can be to try to get up to a sufficiently high level. And the top level gear is like way past my ability to reach. I mean, I'm reaching for 49 now, and probably not going to get there, but the top level stuff is like 75. It's, really, really high level. Okay, I did mention needing more leather. My skinning knife looks to be in pretty good working order. So my plan is to go over to the Wolfar Den and get myself some new leather. If I'm doing that, leather is a big item that takes up the big slot space in your inventory, so I ought to honestly drop off all the superfluous stuff I don't really need. I was hoping that someone took the thick leather shirts, but To answer your question from before, I don't know whether it's because they've not had downtime or not, but it looks like some of the villagers, like Van Deathheart here, hasn't actually switched up shirts. So I'll leave it for a few days, and then come back and reanalyze whether or not I have to like directly get involved and force them to wear the shirts. Because if I have to switch out their gear myself, like that's fine. I don't care. So I've made a whole lot of room in my inventory. One could argue I should be taking the cart, but I'm really only here for the pelts and hides. I don't care about the meat chunks because we don't have a meat shortage back at our home. So that's why I'm not bothering for the cart. So the wolf's den's over that way. There should be plenty of wolves around here because I haven't actually cleared the boss out of there. And we'll get some new pelts for more capes too, because I don't know if everyone back home has capes yet. And yeah, I do have the water druid or runestone buff right now, so I am getting boosted experience, which is nice. Mostly just smokelers around me. There's, I'm sure, a few more wolves over that way. And I've nowhere near filled up my inventory because I dropped off almost everything. So, got some more slots. Let's see if we can't muster up some enemies. Smokelers like this one aren't like great as a source for... Well, I'll skin this one, you'll see. So, see how I only got leather scraps and like small red meat? If I want the pelts and hides, I'm gonna have to go after full-fledged wolves. Oh! I'm wandering into a cemetery. Oopsie. That's actually one of the sub-bosses I haven't yet cleared. And I'll probably end up doing that this stream. And that's probably all the leather I can carry. Feels so wrong to leave so much meat behind. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's just there's nowhere like the hunting tower that we have back at base is full of meat chunks. I actually don't even think we have space for any more meat. So I know it seems wasteful, but if I could use it, I would take it. I don't even think I can use it. I could burn it and turn it into charcoal, but that would probably not net me in positive fuel, because the amount of fuel needed to burn meat probably would ultimately be a net negative. Okay. We're nice and filled up. Let's head back. And this is why I make an effort not to clear out the Wolfar Den closest to the base. So that, you know, I can very easily hunt for hides whenever I need more hides. Oh, you mean in the context of other games, if it feels wasteful? Yeah. Yeah, in this game... Well, I guess the same is true in RimWorld. Oh, that was weird. Seeing all those Draugrs topple over. In RimWorld, there's definitely situations in RimWorld where, like, you can overhunt and then... Especially when you have, like, Manhunter Pack or something, then you end up with, like, so much meat you don't know what to do with. And the same is true here. Largely. Okay, so we're doing mostly pelts right now in the first batch. I should also top up the flax that I have access to in the weavery. They only need 2 more large stones delivered here. Which I don't fully understand why they haven't actually finished this yet. Because, I'm sure we have the large stone. I'll double check. So we had one... So there's no stone in the stone storage. What about the stone cutter? Is it possible to raise the well? Not that I know of, no. Oh yeah, there's 6 stones over there. It's just my builders being lazy. Again. Let's double check that it's not a access restriction issue. And it is not. So, yeah, they just need to get it delivered. I could probably do that with the cart in 1 second. And I probably should. So that stuff's still curing. I wanted to move more flax over from the farm to the weavery. And then I know I have buckets of flax over here. Oh, yes, so I never put a flimsy shirt on this rack. So clearly a villager walked up, swapped their flimsy shirt for a thick one, because I didn't put this here. Right? So I suppose that answers your question, will they swap their gear out? And I think the answer is yes. Yeah, and there's another flimsy shirt, which I absolutely did not put that there. There was a thick shirt there when I left. Alright, the pelts are almost cured. We have a population of 18, and I've made 10 capes. The higher tier capes, so... I have enough for 4 more capes, but not enough for everyone to have a cape. So I won't be able to make everyone a cape unless I hunt more. But that's fine. So we'll make, I'll need 16 threads, and we'll make 4 more capes. And then we can laugh at winter. And then the leather will go to thick leather pants. And I'm sure there's going to be some villagers that are, like, under-equipped. So after all of the clothing that I'm making is distributed, I'll, like, probably go from villager to villager, making sure that no one is left, like, without at least a reasonable amount of gear. Because I wouldn't want there to be a situation where there's like one person naked and everyone else is super clothed. Because then they'll freeze to death in the winter. But I'm 11 crafting points away from the next tier armor, which is really nice. The other worry is I might actually run out of linen at this rate. I mean, we can convert some of the bark to fibers and fibers into linen, but I'm going through our flax and linen pretty quickly, as you may have noticed. I've probably used up, like, near 1,000 of it by now. Armor and warmth on people can't be a bad thing? You're absolutely right. That's why I'm doing both. I'm not focusing on the armor exclusively, I'm more actually concerned about the cold temperatures because I don't think that the invasion's going to bother us all that much. Truth be told, I think the winter poses more of a threat, which is funny but true. Can the flimsy stuff be dismantled? Ooh, good question. I actually don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I'll investigate. Now, I didn't opt to make, like, proper gambesons for everyone. That would have dramatically increased the cost of this, like, hey, make everyone clothed project. So, the flimsy shirts. I don't believe there's a way to shred them. From quick glance. There isn't, like, a breakdown function. I also think I'm just about done with the kitchen project being, like, incomplete as it is. So I'm gonna help them out. Deliver 2 large stone and just be done with it. Just looking around the base, there's definitely a lot more people wearing a lot more clothing than there was before. Didn't take too much to change that. Ooh, going the wrong way. You can drop it on the ground and chop it up to destroy it. Same with tools. Oh, okay, I'll take a look at that in just a second. Because, yeah, we might be... Oh, I don't have hammers. We might be done with the flimsy stuff now. Like, I just don't see myself going back to that tier ever. Dang it! I wanted to use up my hammer on this project. I got it done too quickly. So here's the cob stove. The cob oven. And you add eggs and ingredients... to make, like, pies and the like. But, there's also 25 slots for cooked food storage. So what I'm gonna do here is... Come on. Make... 28 meat soup. There won't be room for all of them, but we'll have a larger amount of food storage now. So that people won't go hungry, because, like, there's literally no food right there. Oh, so speaking of meat, there's actually 18 slots for meat hunks, and there's only 10 of them here, but, like, 10 meat hunks is kind of a lot of meat. And then as far as meat goes, I guess we could have grabbed some of that meat. We're not as high stocked as I thought we were, but it's not like we're running out either. We still have an immense amount available to us. Yoink. And I had my fill. So here's what you were saying to do, right? You take it, drop it on the ground, and then... How do you shred it? I don't see any, like, shredding options here. Oh, with the terrain leveling tool? Oh, well, like destroying it. Okay, I understand then. It's probably not something I'm about to do. Alright, the next thing I wanted to do is maybe make some simple leather boots. So that's, 1 linen, 2 hide per... Or, 2 thread per boot. And we're 10 levels away from crafting 49. And I think what I'll try to do is to keep on these 3 armor racks that are in this location. I'll try to keep like a full set of nice gear on them at all times, so that my villagers can upgrade on demand. Oh, that's a flimsy shirt. I don't know if we need more thick pants anymore, but I'll keep making them. Whoa, your face looks really... I think it's the lighting. You look like a Draugr for a moment. It's quite the insult. You're so ugly, a Draugr. You look like a Draugr. A corpse that has been reanimated. I prefer soup over pies. The reason I prefer soup over pies in this game is, like, obtaining the necessary eggs to make a bunch of pies is annoying, because you need to forage for the eggs, whereas soup is a lot easier to source the materials. Oh, and they all have their break time, so... yep, there goes all the clothing that was, available. Bye-bye, clothing. So, let's make 2 shirts and 1 pant. Now, one of the other things I hadn't considered is, some of the sets of armor I'm making, three of the people in the colony don't need it, because my 3 militia have comparable or better gear than what I'm currently crafting. So they don't benefit from swapping to this stuff. So 1 shirt there, 1 pant there, and 1 pant there. So 2 pants and a shirt. I know they also took all the boots, but the boots offer, the benefit of the boots and gloves and hoods are much less than the pants and shirt, so I can worry about those once everyone else has the basic clothing done. And I'm also going to need more leather scraps in a second. Grab those now. Once I'm done with the current clothing queue, I would like to do another inspection of the plank walls to make sure that they're coming along nicely. So, pants and pants. But yeah, things are coming together pretty quick. Getting ready for that invasion. Do builders with no buildings default to the warehouse transporters? No. Builders without a building are just still builders. If you have a builder's hut, they get assigned to the builder's hut, which gives them access for priority, for like firekeeping and whatever. Without a builder's hut, you don't get to prioritize what they work on. I am out of leather now. So, this actually might be my last piece, or what I could do instead is to focus on the pieces that don't require leather. Like boots, which is just leather scrap. So, let's make 3 more sets of boots. So yeah, builders without a building won't do all the tasks allotted to builders. They'll just do the building and terraforming stuff. But when they have that, then they'll do the firekeeping and torch keeping. Nice, crafting 40. So if you take a look at the priorities here, the firekeeping, light keeping, and a working outside outpost, if you want those benefits, you would need a builder's hut. And builder's hut are relatively new. Alright. Next up, thick linen hoods, so that's 6 and 4 apiece. 18 and 12. I don't think my crafting skill is going to hit the 49 mark before invasion time, sadly. But after the invasion, I can go after the remaining bosses. Time allotted. Oh, there's already a hood on this one. Oh, never mind. I had no space in my inventory, so it got defaulted to that mannequin. Alright, then gloves. So we need 6 linen. Hey, fellows biped. Thank you for the resub. 174 more months, and our baby sub will be able to drive. That's, I suppose, true. And then there was one other thing I wanted to make, which was a better bow for our bowmen. So making a proper longbow, which requires 4 shafts, I think is worth doing. And then maybe also make some arrows once the shafts are done. I mean, once the bow's done. So there's the wood arrows, which does base damage 3 to 4, durability 3. Bone arrows, durability 4, 5 to 6. And then iron-tipped arrows, which you're essentially shooting nails. And I do intend to give iron-tipped arrows to that specific archer. So let's collect the requisite materials. I just don't want them to waste them, but like... So I think what I'll do is I'll hold on to the arrows and then give the arrows over when I assign them to the guard tower, so that he doesn't waste. Because otherwise he's going to use iron-tipped arrows to hunt with, which is like completely overkill. It's also worth mentioning, the final boss, you don't... Need is a strong word. You don't need a bow to kill him, but, like, it certainly helps. So, at some point I might want to make some of this for myself. Alright, let's try to find him. We're looking for the hunter. Is he out? Maybe he's out somewhere. Oh, yeah. Rizola was out. Hang up. There you go. You don't even have regular arrows. Yeah, I should probably cook up a whole batch of regular arrows as well. Because I don't have my craftsman working. Oh, God. Look what they did again. I don't have my craftsman working on, like, regular arrows. And, as a result of that, it never gets prioritized high enough for them to ever finish it. Or make any of them. So, making a whole bunch of regular arrows then. So that Rizola can fire. I need some sticks. The fiber problem solved? Yeah. Debarking everything into one mega pile. I guess that does solve that problem, technically speaking. So I made some bone tip. I think there's a basket in here with arrows. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. We still have some bone tip arrows. Nice. Yeah, the worry that I had was that they ran out, but I guess that's not the case. So they took the hood, they took the boots and the gloves. Hood, boots, gloves, pants. Hood, boots, gloves. So hoods, boots, gloves are in the most demand. It seems like shirts and pants have mostly been resolved around the colony. I don't even know if there's like an open mannequin for me to put this flimsy shirt down. Now I can destroy it in the way that you described, which is to use the terrain tool and just smash it, make it go poof. But as long as I have storage space on this thing, it doesn't really matter. I wanted to put the arrows away, but I don't... I could, I guess, build... Is there arrow storage? Maybe an item shelf would allow me to put my arrows away? Although that... Yeah. Well, let's do that. So I'm going to pin that and deliver the materials for it myself, just so that I can put the arrows in safekeeping to keep them out of the prying hands of my other villagers. I don't want them using them up. And it is about to be winter. And the farmer is already complaining about off-season crops. So any second now, we are going to have a season transition. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid spoilers. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of mine. Farewell, my fellow Vikings.